Welcome to Jtwes, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to do a little work on the 140. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of work. And I thought I'd show you my onions and garlic. It has rained. It did rain today too, so that was great. And see if the onions are looking a little better than what they did the last time I showed them to you after I had watered them. And I think we'll get Sammy's side of the story of the big buck he killed. Some of you may already know that he did get a big buck, his first deer ever. It's pretty neat. I told him he's either the luckiest person in the world or he's real skilled. It will take another deer to find out which one is the case, but we'll let him tell you how many points it has and all about that. But let's walk down here. All right, it's wet. That's good. It's plenty wet. The onions, they're laying down pretty hard. I'm gonna see if I can get in here if I get my feet too muddy. They're laying down pretty hard. Let's find one that looks terrible. Okay, this looks terrible right here. So let's see. Yeah. There's hope. That looks like a new root. Looks like a new root. Can you get on that right there? Y'all tell me. I think those three right there are new. It's got a pretty hard little ball there. So there may be hope. I mean, obviously this one's still got green on it, so I'm not too worried about that. That's got some green on it. This got green on it. Yeah, I mean, they may turn out to be okay, and I hope they do. It's my fault. I should have watered them. I should have put that soaker hose down through there the day I put them in the ground. I didn't do it. But you live and you learn. I don't know. I thought it had enough moisture in it to root them, you know. But evidently it didn't. Garlic, no complaints about it. It's Cadillacing along just fine. Hopefully they'll turn out real good this year. So only complaints I got is occasionally I do see where the cats cover it up because they think it's a litter box. Okay, get out of that mud there. So guys, I'm gonna stand right here. Come here, Sammy. And this will be for the conversation's sake later on. There's it's kind of a white stump way back there, which is about probably 110 yards from where I'm standing. And then as we swing this way, we got the top of the barn. That's where Sammy sits at. So he sits in the top of that barn. That's a good 75 yards that way. So this whole total distance, I'm thinking is around 170 yards. So y'all keep that in mind for later on. Let's go up here to the tractor. Okay. I told Sammy our oil drain bucket is right here on the wall. And I told Sammy, I said, Sammy, how come I just don't put that thing under there with a funnel and just catch it and be all done at one time? All right, guys, let's see if we can take this off with not getting it everywhere in the world. Not too bad. Now the question is, Sammy, is it going to overfill the bucket? No. Ooh, that's some hard working oil right there, guys. She is nice and dark. Hard working. We'll let her drain a little bit. I want to say a 140 is about, take my glasses off. 140 is probably 5.5 quarts, I think. We're going to put 5.5 in it and check it because I'm pretty sure last time I looked it was 5.5. I was looking last night on the internet, you know, this white truck right here has a quote unquote ZF 8-speed transmission that doesn't have a dipstick. It's supposed to be, you don't service it. But then I got to looking, and there were some videos out there last night I was watching that ZF themselves says you should change the fluid at about 60,000 miles. Of course, the manufacturer says you don't have to do that, but the people who make the transmission, which is ZF, says that you should. And I got to looking at it. I think I can do it. It's a process to doing it. You know, it's the transmission pan is also has a built-in filter, so you end up buying a quote-unquote pan for it, and it's just a plastic pan with a O-ring and a filter built in, and it goes right onto a pump. And so you change the pan, and you have to get the oil in there through a little hole on the side. When it starts running out, crank it up, put it in gear, get it up to between 80 degrees and 122, and it's just a whole big process. So I don't know when it gets 60 if I'll tackle that. Hopefully by then someone will have made a real detailed video for me to watch, and then we will. But if they hadn't, I don't like taking it to the dealership, but I probably will take it to the dealership and get it done. But I'm not too far away from that oil change video that I'm hoping, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm hoping we'll be able to do part of that video with Lake Speed Jr. via video chat. And hopefully he will go over the numbers and talk about what they mean and stuff. If not, I'll take my best swing at it and go over the numbers, but it will be a oil change video. What's best for that truck? A 6.4 liter V8, is Pennzoil better, or is Amsoil Signature better? And it's not about which one's the better oil, which one's the better oil for that engine, because they're both great oils. It's not a comparison of oils as it is how the engine's going to react to the two oils. So look forward to that. I think it'd be fun to send him off a oil analyst of this. You know, I can see the fuel. It analyzes how much fuel leaks by the rings. And man, I bet that'd be off the chart. You know we got to have it ready, so as soon as a little bit of warm weather, me and Sammy can get on here and just go. All right, see if we can get this right up under that oil filter. I can't remember if I've taken this plug out. I know I have on the Super A. Yeah, I guess I have. It's not real tight. Just tight enough for too tight for my fingers. Oh wow. Hardly anything, but we'll let it drain for a second there. And let's see what we got here for it. We got a Wix. Guys, I meant to tell you, I sent Wix an email about that O-ring in that filter kit when we changed the oil in that 300 and how the O-ring was too big. And they actually had a representative call me and told me if that happens again, he gave me his number, and if it happens again to let him know. I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, can he do it? Can he do it without the oil filter wrench? Well, first of all, there's a lot of dust in there, Sammy. We're gonna crank the generator up long enough to charge up the air compressor so I can blow out around back of that oil filter. All right, back at it. I can't do it. Oh man, I used to be able to. We put Will's chimney liner up Saturday, guys, and I really had all intentions of recording that. I brought everything with me to record it, and a bit of paint knocked off there. 1051, 51051. Difference between nap and wicks. I had all intentions of filming Will's deal, but just couldn't. But it's okay. We got it in, and the only thing I will say is that a new EPA chimney. Oh my gosh, they're terrible. I mean, I can remember, you know, Daddy's wood stove. You give it a little air, she goes. These things ain't got no air. I guess you could leave the door cracked a little bit, but I really don't want to do that because sometimes a little smoke kind of wants to come out. But you shut that thing down, you can just see that thing. It seemed like it's starving for water, air. Will said it, after it got going good, it got real hot and started smoking the paint, which is good because we know that that's got it hot enough to do that. But just disappointing, you know. I don't know why they got to, and it kind of aggravated me because, you know, when Biden invited Trump to the White House, they had a fire going in the fireplace, and it was a real fireplace. And sure, they had that thing running wide open with no catalyst redo burn on it. It was just going straight up the chimney. But no, we can't have a regular wood stove. It kind of gets me a little bit that you're going to burn a fire in the White House and turn around and mandate wood stoves. But anyway. All right, let's get this 30. 1 gallon, that's 4 quarts. Last time I checked, it was 4 anyway. Usually about once a year is what I do on this thing. Okay, that's 4. Let's put 1.5 quarts out of this one in there. And then we'll crank it up. About 1/2 more quart. Just a smidgen more. Yay, we'll go with that. Wouldn't hurt to get a toolbox one day. You know? Mm-hmm. Okay. LE strip bolt. we'll let that drain back. So we will let Sammy tell his side of the story of shooting a deer. Got to be careful what you say. I looked up YouTube's monetization. I can't say the word. Can't really show the deer on the back of the truck. I'll probably put a little bit of footage in here, or when Sammy's talking, I don't know, somewhere we'll put some footage in of the trail cam with the deer eating. Most of you guys have seen this deer. Now, if you want to see a little short video and some pictures of this deer, I have a X channel, which we used to be Twitter, and I get a lot of my news off of X, by the way, guys. Since Elon Musk bought it, if you subscribe to the right ones, you can get some real good, accurate news. Of course, just like any other social media platform, there is a lot of bad stuff on there, a lot of dumb stuff, a lot of stuff that you don't need to be looking at. But it's like anything else in this world, you got to navigate your way through it. But as far as having the liberty to show something, I think I can show that. So I'm gonna put a post on X. I've been posting some of my videos on there, and occasionally reposting something that I find interesting. Quite frankly, stuff that I really can't do here. Don't get me wrong, I love my YouTube channel. I love YouTube. I just hope that one day that they'll ease up on some stuff. I agree with a lot of their monetary stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about YouTube, but I think they could kind of back off a little bit, maybe in the opinion part, where if somebody said, hey, this is my opinion, but I think this is what happened during such and such, I think they should leave that. I mean, you ought to have your own opinion, but you know, I just hate that I can't show you guys a video of what he harvested. It's nothing terrible. It's just natural hunting stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, with that said, so Sammy, brother Nick, who passed away, really thought Sammy could shoot a gun pretty good. We went and seen Allison and Nikki in Tennessee, and I was just thinking about Nikki. And anyway, Nikki took him out skeet shooting, and to my surprise, Sammy never picked up a shotgun. Never picked it up. And he picked up his shotgun, and he was tearing those skeets up pretty doggone good. And I was very surprised at that. And so he comes time to deer hunt, and him and Ellie, so Ellie wanted to get his 30-06 sighted in a little better, and he got me down there, and I pulled it in a little closer for him. And I think I changed the 270 just a click or two, and then I let Sammy shoot the 270, and he put it right dead in the bullseye. That was probably a 125-yard shot. He put it right dead on there. And Sammy's left-handed, so he's shooting a right-handed gun left-handed. So I said, okay. So he took his class to get his hunting license. So he's got his hunting license, and we've been cornering a little bit. And I did go hunting 2 days, guys. I hadn't been hunting in 7 years, just about. And I did go sit in the barn for 2 days. I debated to myself whether I would have took the shot or not, but I hadn't been back since then because, you know, I wanted Sammy. Sammy went over to Ellie's those 2 nights is what it was. But so anyway, Sammy, let's check this oil while we're talking. He took up the hunting over at the shed there. Kind of him and Ellie both had dreams and aspirations of getting this deer. Aspirations is probably not the right word, is it? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Dead on full. You can really tell it from the backside, so it's right there. And if you turn that over and this side engine stopped, 5.5 quarts. I thought it was 5.5. So 5.5 quarts, guys. All right, oil change done. So with that being said, Sammy, I guess I'll leave my glasses on. I'm gonna lean up against that tractor. You?
And aspirations is the correct word for that.
Aspirations?
Yes.
Okay. So somewhere in here I'll put a couple of I'll put a little bit of video for you. Probably do it now, and everybody can. This is the deer. This is the deer, guys, when it's on the trail cam, and I can show that without getting demonetized. So you pick it up from here, Sammy.
Well, I've been watching this deer with Elliot for 4 years when Elliot was only hunting, and you know he was a touch smaller then. He's gotten I think he got one more point on him, and he got a little bigger.
Let me interject. I don't know that that's the same deer, son. You may have been watching his daddy, but there's a genetic line that's been on this place now for about 15 years.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, I doubt that you were watching that. The one I got on the 8-pointer I got on the wall, he's the great-great-granddaddy. You know how tall he is. So, yeah.
But anyway, we've seen him for the last year. He'd only come out at night. He came out 4 times total, I think, since I took him out, and 4 times total in daylight. And this 4th time, I went up in the barn. I said to myself, man, I'm going to get out of this barn. I'm going to go eat when I get back to the house, and I'm going to watch TV a little bit. And it was about 5:32 when I seen a deer walk out. At 5:32, I can only see the tan color of a deer, so I can't tell if it's a doe or if it's a buck from the barn at about 5:32. And I look in the scope, boom, antlers. I'm like, okay, let me count the points. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, because in the video y'all seen his points go tall, about right here, and then right here.
Tines.
Yeah. So it's like a stair. It's like stairs. So I seen that, and the gun was pretty much on his shoulder when I picked it up because I had it sitting here. So I just picked it up, and I seen him, so I shot him right there. And he only ran about 40 yards because I double lunged him. I went in behind his shoulder and out through the side of his ribs back there.
And what's the first thing I told you not to do and you did?
What? What did I do? Call Elliot?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I did that.
You don't get on the phone. You think about what the shot you took.
Well, I mean, I unloaded.
You think about where the deer went in the woods at.
I unloaded the gun, and I wanted to call him, and it actually worked out because when my call is the same minute I shot the deer, so I have a timestamp now for when I shot the deer. I don't have to say roughly 5 this. I can say 5:32.
Okay.
Because his call is my timestamp.
You always, and this is just me being old school. You mark where he went in, and you make sure your rifle's empty, safety on. Get down, think about it a second. It's already dark. You can't hunt no more. It's done deal. And generally, you want to wait a good 10 minutes, 15 before you go looking at for them, because you can do what's called bump a deer, and you don't want to bump them. But we found finally found a little bit of tracking material.
Yeah, that was only after we went the complete opposite way.
Well,
I was taking the source of water.
Yeah, I was taking a sweep towards the pond. Towards the water. I didn't see nothing in the creek bed, and so I came back to the site of the incident, and I found some tracking material. So I said, yeah, he did hit it. And because I was doubting whether you hit it or not, because I asked you, did he jump straight up in the air, and you was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I didn't see him jump.
So that's generally an indication that you hit them if they jump straight up in the air.
I don't know. Maybe that powder in those casings are old because it completely lit the scope up.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, that's what happened Saturday night. So that's how my weekend went.
You happy?
I'm very happy about it. It was kind of a race. It was like a space race for me and Ellie. Who's gonna reach it first, or more so is like a luck. It was like a luck game. Where's the dice gonna roll on one of us? Like who's gonna get the lucky number, me or him on the ticket? But
so did you tell him what it was?
What? Oh,
is that, how many points?
11.
Okay.
I was about to say we should. I thought they would have known that from the
no. Some may have not.
But yeah, it was an 11-pointer. Right now we're thinking about it's a 140-inch spread on them.
Okay.
So that's about it.
And you're gonna do a European mount?
I don't know. I'm just doing a skull mount.
That's called a European mount, I believe.
Yeah, no,
I believe it is.
But we're gonna do a skull mount.
Yeah, we can't afford. I'd love to mount it, but I mounted a deer I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, and it was $400 then. I'd
Yeah.
hate to see what it is
But I'm
now.
okay with the skull mount. I don't really care to have a full from the shoulders up mount.
Yeah.
The skull mount's just as good because, I mean, as long as you got his antlers, that's about what it is. But anyway, that's what I did this weekend.
Okay, so can you close our video out nice and proper?
Let me remember what you say. You're like, thank you guys for watching. No, you don't say leave a like. Anyway, thank you guys.
Well, you could say that.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. God loves you. God bless you. We'll see you.